Is the camera good?
Camera is okay. I gotta sit up further, but looks like we're live.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna scoot up a little bit as I think I was off screen, but here I am now.
All
I should
right.
be on screen. Yeah.
Good. How's it going, Eric?
Good, man. Well, pretty good.
Yeah, you had some drama going on
A
here.
little bit of drama at the Giant Robot store homestead. So.
Is that on your top 5?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm moving the camera just a little bit. Yeah, man, it is. Did you want to start yours?
Sure. Because like yours is really good.
I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, it's very entertaining.
I don't know. We'll see.
I found it entertaining, like, especially after like some of the things you've told me since then.
All right.
So, all right, I'll start. Here's Luke Chueh's top 5 for July 3rd, 2019. I'll start with the Hello Kitty show. That was at Corey Holford. As to be expected, they had like a line going down the fucking block. There was a whole bunch of artwork, with Hello Kitty in it.
Yeah.
But like, let's not ignore the fact that there was also 2 other galleries with like actual like non-kitty art, up. Like Andrew Brando had a big old piece, and
Right.
the whatchamacallit, the London Police had the other gallery.
Wow. And they're from London, right?
Yeah. They're
Heavy pot smokers.
I assume.
Yeah.
I do not believe that they are police officers.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And then Jim McKenzie had one. Had some sculptures in there. If you're like a fan of, the indie art thing. Another artist, Bennett Slater. He had some pieces, about 5 or 6 paintings. He's a fantastic painter. And one other painter, like whom I haven't met, and I don't really know, but it's a great show. It's a great show.
Awesome.
Like people were waiting like hours in line for things, and it looked like, and yeah, if I saw that line, I would say, fuck that shit. I am not fucking standing in line for this bullshit. And
I read about the line online, and I was like, oh, it sounds really bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. So, So my number 2 is a channel I discovered on the YouTube called 4096. They did he's a animation graphic design kind of guy, and like he did this one video where he animated all these old VHS box cover artwork, like blank VHS ones in there. It's all like really nostalgic, and like I showed you the video on Sunday.
What's it called again?
His channel is 4096.
4096.
Yeah. And yeah, so that was that's one of the things I discovered this week that I thought was awesome.
So people could just use Google 4096.
Yeah, YouTube channel.
A YouTube channel.
Awesome. And or just search on YouTube. Where's my mic? There it is. My next thing
is the music kind of that 80s vibe, like
it's a very synth poppy kind of synth wave kind of thing,
awesome.
Which is a style of music that I love. My next thing is, and this is kind of a downer, is there's an article I think I read last week about Amoeba, the Amoeba building being set for demolition, and nobody knows where Amoeba is going.
Oh, is that true? I figured they were moving somewhere.
I hope they are.
Okay.
I mean, like, I'll be the first one to admit that, like, I haven't bought a CD or a record or a Blu-ray or anything like that in years. But I love knowing that it's there. Mm-hmm. There's Amoeba Records. That young people out there are, taking advantage of this fantastic resource. I remember going to Amoeba Records back when it was only in Berkeley and San Francisco.
I did too.
Yeah.
Gosh, I think I went when it was only in Berkeley, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
It didn't have a San Francisco yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was like the
right
Bay,
on Telegraph.
Oh my God, the Bay Area trips were always like, let's go to the record stores.
Oh my God!
Right. So you'd go to Kimono My House and get the Japanese toys, and then you go to the records.
Oh, this is before I got into. I used to be a record like collecting purists. So I would go to Maud Lang.
Oh, Maud Lang was in Berkeley also.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would go to Rasputin. I would go to Amoeba Records. You know,
those three were amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Berkeley was the bomb.
Yeah.
You know, but I did stop by Kimono My House, and Kimono My House was amazing.
Yeah.
Like upstairs, they used to have all those Shogun Warrior.
And somebody eventually stole them all, from what I understand. Yeah. And they would leave outside those rocking, like kids rides, I guess you would say,
Right.
like a public park. They had different ways, like an Ultraman one that you could ride. And I know all those got stolen at some point.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
I think I went to it after they moved from the rooftop location.
I see. Oh man, we used to go on trips just to go to Kimono My House. Like we'd drive up there, Kimono My House, and not come back right away, but like the next day we'd be back down. We'd be like all the way just for that.
Dude, Kimono My House
Yeah.
was dope.
But okay, and also, what about record stores here in LA before Amoeba?
Aaron's Records was the one I used to go to. Vinyl Fetish, Bleecker Bob's. Then when I was collecting techno records, I'd go to like DMC on Melrose and like all those other like, you know, like small, like tiny, like closet, you know.
Beats Nonstop? Beat Nonstop there was one called
Beats Nonstop. Yeah, that was
further down Melrose.
Yeah.
The other end.
Yeah, I used to go there too.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I used to like
Hip hop shop. There was a hip hop shop. It was called, and I think that was on a second floor somewhere. Also on Melrose.
I even used to go to the fucking Tower Alternative in fucking Orange County.
Wow, I didn't even know that. Oh wait,
In the lab.
It was in the Alternative Mall. They would call it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that place was dope. You know, but
Was it?
it was dope.
Oh,
It
man.
was. It
I've
was.
never even been to that.
You know, because I used to stay in Orange County when I would like come out here from on trips
I
from
see.
you know, because my best friend at the time like was from Fresno, and his sister was going to school at UC Irvine, so she had an apartment, and we would all just like, you know, hustle. We would meet up in Bakersfield, you know, usually at the Deja Vu Showgirls, and then
What? What is that?
it's a strip club.
Oh, okay.
It's apparently got hundreds of beautiful ones and
Wow.
5 ugly ones.
Wow.
You know, and then you know, then take the road down to whatchamacallit, with caravan or like carpool down to Orange County,
Wow.
you know, and
There you
go to the lab.
Wow.
My next one is Dororo. I don't know whether or not, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. It was the creator of Astro Boy.
Tezuka?
Yeah, Tezuka. He made a manga and an anime called Dororo, which is about this. It's like a feudal Japan thing where a feudal lord sacrifices his child to demons for prosperity on his land, and everything about this kid is like stripped from him by demons except for one piece of his, one part of his, you know, body, and he gets thrown in a river basically, but someone finds him before he can die. And he starts, you know, he grows up. He's kind of trained a little bit because the guy who found him was a warrior, you know, like samurai type. And basically, you know, he starts killing demons to regain, you know, the parts of his body that were sacrificed.
Wow.
And it was an old one, like, you know, we're talking like 1950s and like anything, or 60s, and it was animated in the 70s in black and white, but it was recently reanimated with modern kind of storytelling. So they kind of tweaked the story, and they also, but it's also kind of done in style, so it looks like a Tezuka, right?
Wow. Wait, where did this come out?
It's on Amazon Prime.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Dororo.
Dororo.
Dororo or
Yeah.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Right on.
Yeah, and they just finished the 26 episode season series.
Sounds amazing.
You know, so yeah, I thought it was good.
You know, it's like that's a Tezuka seemed to kind of use this kind of a similar theme, You know, like these. I don't know how to explain it, but like sacrificing a kid thing seems to be something that I've seen before. Like it always has children, right? Like Astro Boy's a kid,
right?
But I do know that I was reading up on another one called Pee-Pee-chan, and it's like a little. God, it's like a kid mermaid or merman or something like that.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
And I remember this as a kid because my daycare person, when I was really little, she had a book, and I remember I liked it, and I would draw pictures from it. And then I recently found the book again at Mandarake in Tokyo, and I bought it. And I looked at it and I was like, God, I don't remember the story. And I look up the story and it's like a really kind of dark, a person who sacrifices their kid type of thing. And I forgot why, but it had something to do with like, like our polluting our planet. And then the kid now becomes an ocean kid and then turns into like a merman or something, a mermaid thing. And then gets adopted by a seal or something. And there's like a nuclear submarine problem and all this stuff, but it's like,
well, it's
gnarly,
funny is that like, all of these like licenses or these, IPs from like the old times, like say like, all the Gonagai stuff, all the Tezuka stuff, like, like we kind of associate it as being kind of children's stuff. Like we think of Astro Boy and, we think of like Mazinger Z or like the animated version of Mazinger Z or the animated version of Devilman. But like if you read the manga, like that shit is fucked up. People are like being raped and murdered all over the place, and they're very adult stories.
Go Japan.
Yes, that's the reason why that's the reason why anime became such a thing, is because like, in America anyways, I guess go on and I'll spare you guys. My number 5 is Tsujita Ramen.
Holy smokes.
Yep. Several episodes ago, I kind of threw my hands in the air and, kind of decrying that like all ramen in Los Angeles is mediocre. I still kind of stand behind that. But I went to Tsujita on Sunday afternoon. There was no line. I just walked right in.
Wow.
And I sat down.
Rare.
Yeah. And I had a bowl of the tsukemen, ramen with the soft-boiled egg. And it was good.
Yeah.
And I will say this. Waiting 45 minutes for a bowl of fucking ramen really just raises expectations too fucking high.
Yeah. It does. It does.
So,
Man, it better be good.
Yeah, like it's got to be like fucking like, amazing.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Like I'm gonna fucking have an orgasm after eating this shit, and fucking, but like, and then like there's nothing that could fucking satisfy that. There's nothing that can satisfy that after waiting that long. Like the only time I ever fucking felt that way was when I ate in fucking New York, had ramen in New York, and waited 45 hours.
And was it good?
And it was so good, I fucking ate all of it.
Oh, okay. So it was actually good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but and I think this is the water. Anyways,
so get this. The next day, I ate at Tsujita, and I didn't have a wait, and it was good.
It's good.
Yes, it was good.
Like, when you don't have to wait, it's good.
And
Holy shit, it's good.
I actually ate at Tsukemen at a shop 4 doors from Tsujita in Tokyo.
That's right, you were telling me.
Right? Rokurincha, it's called, and that's supposedly the best. And man, it tastes very similar to Tsujita, original Tsujita. It's very similar. That's how I know that Tsujita is legit, because what the place they call the best in Japan was really close. So I don't know who stole from who, but I mean, it's right there.
Do you think that maybe they're a little heavy on the bonito?
I thought the one I had in Japan was similar. So yeah, maybe so, and I like it.
Like maybe it's just the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, and I dug it because that's what it tasted like, and I was like, oh shit.
I mean, like nothing against bonito, but like it's just really like
that's what I like about it.
An intense bonito flavor.
I like it, but that's what I think. That is what that broth, that soup, that Tsujita is supposed to be about.
Right.
Yeah, because it tasted just like the one I had.
But like really quickly though, there's another Tsujita right across the street, the Annex.
Yes, the Annex, and I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I don't like it at all.
Oh.
So, but some people love it. Like they say that's number 1.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that say that.
I got to do it back to back.
Yeah. I don't like that tsukemen at all.
Wow.
No.
Is it? I mean, like, is it the dip or is it the noodles?
It's the dip.
Oh.
It's not. It just. I don't like it, man. I tried, and it's just not. I'm not gonna go back.
I like that spicy ball that they throw in there. I like the spice.
You can go for it then. Try it.
I don't know.
Okay, that's next.
I'm gonna have to.
Go for it.
Maybe next weekend. This weekend I'll do it back to back.
Wow.
You
mean you're gonna go back to the original?
I'm gonna come here at 4:00, at 3:30 in the afternoon, eat at the original one, and then like wait 30 minutes and go to the other one.
I don't think you could do it. You're gonna be so dead.
I will. But as long as I don't get the chasu, like
I don't think you can do it. Yeah.
All right.
I don't think so, but okay.
Well, we'll see.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
All right, Eric, you had a much more eventful week than I did.
Well, let's see. I'm going to start number 1 with my phobias. Back to phobias, I went back to get an open MRI because in the past I had an MRI that was in a regular machine. I was in there for 4 minutes and I started to panic. It was really bad. So I went to an open MRI, which looks like a hamburger. Imagine a hamburger with no meat in it, and the top of the bun is like floating, sort of, and the bottom is like floating, and you can go in the middle, and you're wide open, like you can roll out on any side you want, kind of. They set me up, and I looked at the machine. And I went, you know what, I can't do it. And they were like, yeah, they were being really nice and talking me through it, and I think that made it worse because the guy was like, it'll be okay, yeah, like they kind of felt like they knew that I had a phobia, and like maybe they knew ahead of time, and then maybe they do it to everybody because it's an open MRI, so maybe that's like they know that those people have freaked out before. Right. Anyways, right before they started moving the machine, I was like, you know what, I don't want to do this. And then they were just like, oh, okay. And then they just let me up and I left. Oh. But I felt the rush, like my heart started beating fast. And I was just thinking in my head, can I do this for like, I don't know how long, 30 minutes or something? And I was just thinking, you know what? I'm not going to last 5 minutes in this thing. So I might as well not go in. Wow. So I decided not to go in. And I think I made the right decision because I would have fucking broke that machine.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't have broke it, but you know what I'm saying? It just wasn't for me.
Wow.
Yep. So now I know I can't. I need to take a sedative.
Wow.
Okay. So there you go. Phobias. I didn't know I had any. Now I have one.
Wow.
I have some kind of machine phobia or something that I don't want to be in that machine.
That's not.
I kind of don't want to ever be in it. I have a injury to my wrist, and I don't want to ever. I'd rather have an injured wrist than go into that machine. Let's put it that way. So, anyways, okay. So number 2, Matt Groening.
Yeah.
Simpsons guy came in, and I've known him for a long time, like 20 years maybe, but not like homie buddies type of thing. Like we don't smoke bowls together or anything like that, right? We don't do anything cool like that, I guess, if that's cool. But I always talk to him. Like we have a conversation of some sort. And this time I was just saying how, asking Mike how is his health and how is he feeling, and and I was just kind of like in a really maybe a good mood or something, and I just said, like it's really good to see you and all that stuff, and I'm like glad that you're doing well and you're healthy. It's what I care about more is like, I know you're busy and I know you're a billionaire, but it's like your health. What's that like, And he just told me about this story about how he has kids from a previous marriage that are 30 years old or something like that, like they're 30s. Right. And I was like, wow, and he goes, I got remarried, and he goes, and I got a kid, and then I was like, oh, another kid, cool. And he goes, yeah, but after that had twins. And I was like, whoa, awesome, congrats, like awesome, I didn't know. And he goes, and then I had another kid, and I was like, oh. And he goes, and I was like, congrats. And he was like, well, wait, I'm not done. He goes, and then now I have another set of twins who are 1 year old. And I was like, whoa, okay, wait, that's 6 kids here, 2 kids there. And he goes, you know what? He goes, and this is great. Like he said, and this is what I like, and this is amazing. And he was saying that it's, I don't know. He was just saying what a great time he's having. And,
wow.
And it had nothing to do with work. Like we didn't talk about work because fuck that. But we were talking about life stuff. And he was just like telling me the story about his family. And I don't know if I added a kid there, but I know there's 2 sets of twins.
Jesus.
But he was saying how, you know what, man? He's saying that's what it's all about. And I was like, awesome, dude.
Good for him.
Yeah. But we were just talking because I told him, I was telling him how I was having a good time here and I really love this and this is the best job ever. And I really enjoy being here. And this isn't like work. This is like, I just enjoy it. And, but he got into telling about his family, and I was like, oh, shit, that's dope. Anyway, that was awesome. That was a visit
being a
from
billionaire definitely makes raising fucking that many kids fucking a whole lot easier.
Sure, there's probably like a fucking army of nannies maybe. And maybe they hire people like myself to just like stand around and go, hey, look at these pictures, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Like they might hire an artist like yourself to draw.
Yeah.
For an hour. I don't know. Like maybe there's amazing help.
Right.
Or maybe not, Maybe it's just this hectic ass thing going on there. And maybe there's one nanny who's just like, you think there's an army of nannies?
Yeah.
Could be. Yeah. And maybe there's hiring like,
like let's just say like, instead of like,
let's do Kanye West story time with real Kanye West. Yeah.
I don't think that would be possible.
Oh, wait, you like rock now? Okay, we're going to have Linkin Park play right now. And what? Oh, you like rap? Okay, we're going to get like Wiz Khalifa to come here and rap. Is that what's happening?
No,
I'm
no,
just kidding.
no. It's
I'm just
nothing on that
What?
level.
You want to learn martial arts? Oh shit! George St. Pierre's gonna come and teach you. Is it like that?
Yeah,
No.
I don't know who George St. Pierre
He's
is, but
just a mixed martial artist.
oh, okay.
I'm
okay.
just whatever. I'm
Right.
sure it's not like
No,
that.
I don't
but
think it's not like that, but I'm sure they have like an army of like a small group of people who are helping
Yeah.
raise those kids. You know?
I hope so. I mean,
You know,
whatever
and I think
works.
those kids are, and whoever's helping is being very well compensated for it.
Probably.
If as long as they're doing a great job.
Yeah.
You know?
Octomom.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Not Octomom.
Oh.
Not Octomom. Anyways,
Yes.
Matt Graney, thanks for visiting, man. You're a lovely human being.
Nice.
Since you're listening, I know you're listening right now. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Anyways, and then okay, so I think did I mention a rat problem? I was having like a smell of a rat.
I don't know what they mentioned on the podcast,
but I was having this issue.
oh, you did mention on the podcast,
Did
didn't
I?
you?
And then anyway, so a few days later, go back, smells completely gone. Meaning it was probably a very small rodent that just now is shiny white skeleton or
Mhm.
dried out or whatever.
Mhm.
But it was really quick for it to happen. So I thought it was gonna take weeks, and it was like a few days later, smell gone.
Yeah. The other rats ate it.
Yeah, or maggots.
Maggots.
Yeah. I mean, maggots went to town, and man,
Just did their thing.
it
and
was so bad though. The smell was gnarly, and then a few days later, gone.
wow.
I was like, wow, that smell was just. I was like, fuck, this is bad.
Yeah, but you know what? How long did it take for them to observe the smell? I mean, like maybe
The
like
smell was there, and I went there, and I was like, oh god, I could smell it. And then 2 days later, I was like, holy shit, the smell is gnarly, like 5 times worse or 10 times worse.
right.
And then I was like, shit, this is gonna be here a while. Then it was gone.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
like a few days later.
the power
gone.
of nature, man.
Yeah, man. It just like that stinky smell was a cycle, part of the cycle, and then
Became part of the fly, and then the flies.
became just the food for the future, I guess. So,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Nice. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
glad that problem fucking solved itself.
Yeah. And number 4 on my top 5, Yosuke smuggled me some lychee,
That's amazing.
and I actually ate it. Sorry, you weren't here, so I wasn't able to share, but I shared it with the staff. I shared it with my family. I mean, it was a bag. And he actually brought back lychee from Hilo, and it was delicious, much better than the
Wasn't-
lychee we had.
oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah, we had bad lychee, I think, or old lychee. This
Yeah.
was like fresh shit. And he said it was picked the day before or something. He brought it to me, and it was in a cold bag, like one of these, I don't know, cold sacks. I don't know what you call that. And anyways, the shit was good.
Yosuke's such a good guy, man.
Man, he smuggled it. I was like, dude, that's crazy. Cause like, I was like, I opened the bag and I was thinking,
Yeah,
okay.
how did he get it through the fucking security?
I guess they don't. I don't know.
Because like I remember
don't
when we
know.
were leaving.
Oh,
like,
he said he was told that Hilo's very chill. So he's right. Hilo is very chill, and then he obviously wasn't checked on the way.
they have
in.
their own like airport that like takes big old freaking Airbuses, from
I guess so. So he flew from Hilo
Hilo
to
to
straight up to back to
LA.
LA. Yeah, and he said that they're chill. Like he was told that they were chill, and sure enough, they were chill.
yeah,
So-
because
yeah.
when you're in Oahu, they scan your bag twice.
yeah. So this place, no, I guess not.
Oh.
So I don't know how he did it. It's weird.
yeah, we
Yeah.
could not have done that.
No. And so it was as delicious, and lychee is bright red, just so you know, not brown when you find it here, and
Yeah.
delicious though, really good. Anyway, so okay, there's that.
Yes.
Number 5, I got to talk about the theft. So I've had theft at Giant Robot store more than once now, but
I mean that happens with all retail spaces, right?
sure, I expect it happens. I just that when you find it or see it on your security camera, things change, right?
Right.
Like I expect things have been stolen. I know that it's the case. It's happened.
Yeah.
But when you see it on the camera, things change, man. You really do. You
Yeah.
see it and you're like, oh, who is this motherfucker, right?
You know what? I'm impressed that you found it because of the fact that like, it's not exactly like crystal clear imagery. I mean, it's clear, but it's not like sharp crystal clear
Yeah,
imagery.
yeah.
And like they move quick to and but
Yeah, man. I posted 2 videos now of 2 different thefts, and ironically, well, not ironically, but one of the guys was in both of them.
yeah.
Yeah, and I did replace the shitty camera with a much better camera,
Oh.
and the shittier camera went to the back, which ironically is the one that I used to catch what they
Mhm.
look like. But for the flyer, I made a flyer. I used the new camera, which is a lot better, and you can get them in the guy. There's one guy has like orange hair
Right.
and a
a
big
beard.
and a big like pirate beard.
Right.
And anyway, so he looks directly at the camera when he walks in the door, and I was like, oh, I got a sharp picture of this guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the other
that was
guy
a good
walked.
one.
The other guy walked next to him, and I mean, it's like I already know what he looks like. Anyway, so they just walk in and they quickly steal stuff. Like a lot of it's Tokidoki. I think I saw a pink baseball hat. I mean, this guy picked really colorful stuff,
Right.
and I was thinking, God, that's what he wants. That's what he's gonna wear.
Right.
And but yeah, they did a really quick move, and right at that moment, a FedEx person came to drop off some stuff.
Mhm.
And so it kind of like, okay, that person was there dropping off big boxes, and then meanwhile they went straight to the back and were stealing shit. So,
Mm.
but it all these things just happened right at the same time.
Yeah,
So
and
it created a diversion. a
But the
little bit.
first video was a woman stealing pins in the
the guy's,
front.
yeah, and the same guy, the tall guy, stole a pair of sunglasses.
Oh.
Yeah, so he steals sunglasses, and then but you can just tell he's a really bad guy. Just he's the way he's looking, and
But you went social media with this.
so the first one I did, and the second one I decided to think a little more and made more social media with it, and wrote something kind of funny, hoping that would like make people laugh a little bit, and then they would retweet it.
Right.
And I did tag like Venice 311 and Palms 311. Venice 311 has like 190,000 followers, and they retweeted it.
Oh.
But I think I forgot what I wrote, like redheaded pirate and his buddy or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like I wrote something. I didn't write brony, but I said something funny like that. Then the second time I made the flyer, I wrote lesson number 1.
Right.
Don't look at the security camera, and then it's like put that picture with it, and that got retweeted.
Mm-hmm.
And then, when you get that many people looking, you get anonymous tips. So I had a couple anonymous tips. One of them looked like the guy, and I was like, oh, I don't think so though. But it was the guy. Looks like the guy. Then another one came, and I was like, that's the guy. And I was like, oh shit,
Wow.
that's the guy. And I started looking, and I know who he is, and I figured out, just got obsessed. And over time, I knew who he was, and then I realized the tall guy. I figured out who he is, and I think I know both of their names. And I filed a police report. I filed the police report first. I went ahead and did that right away. And some people have I've been looking online saying this is not a police matter, and I'm like, it's a theft. It's a police matter.
Yeah.
They stole shit.
Yeah.
Right? How is it not a police matter? So I'm kind of like confused there. I mean, people get your car broken into. Is that a police matter? It is, right? You
Mhm.
report it to the police. I don't understand the
No,
problem.
it's a police matter.
Yeah, I just don't know why some people
Theft, shoplifting is a fucking. I mean, it's not a huge offense.
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
not.
you will get arrested. You will most likely get released that day unless you are a serial, shoplifter
yeah,
and
unless maybe you have strikes against you or something.
right.
Yeah.
But no, that is
It's minor.
that is a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
And it's it all depends on how much you steal, but
Small amounts here,
So-
like a few $100s type of thing.
give us some hints. Who
Well, I
hints.
so
you don't need to say the name if you don't want to.
I have a lot of compassion for these guys actually.
Why?
Man, I just feel bad. They're young probably. I mean, I think they're young relatively, old enough to know better. But I mean, they're 25 maybe or
Dude,
something like that.
you know what? If you're going to fucking steal shit, then steal it from large corporate fucking jackasses. Don't steal it from small indie fucking
get this.
retailers.
Person who works for me, Cassia, actually, I didn't know she was doing this. She ran out and confronted them maybe 5-10 minutes later.
Oh,
Because we didn't know. We were like, oh, what happened? Did they steal anything? And then I actually looked it up. I just was free at that moment. I wasn't working. I looked it up on camera, and I was like, oh shit, they did steal stuff. And I sent the video into my staff really quick.
Mm.
And then Cassie actually went out and looked for him and found him, and just said, dude, she confronted them really. It was quick. She said it was very kind of nerve wracking because she's by herself on the street with two dudes.
Yeah.
And, kind of one guy's like 6'2", one maybe 6. He's tall. One
Yeah.
guy's kind of a little bit burly and.
Yeah,
Whatever.
maybe 5'11", something like that.
But she thought, she was like, oh shit, she's went to confront them and told them that it's not cool that what they're doing and stealing, and we know they did it. And and she said they actually said sorry. They didn't return the stuff, but they said sorry. And she said they were kind of shocked, I think. But she was also a little freaked out. And she said, during that thing, she didn't think about getting the stuff, which is least amount of my worries.
No, yeah.
She did said, they did say sorry. And, I don't know, for what it's worth, but I mean, they know they got caught,
Well, weren't you telling me that you even found people
Oh, I
directed
I told you I got anonymous tips.
Yeah.
So I know that I believe both of them shut down their Instagram. They know that people know what they look like.
Right.
Like it went on Twitter. I put it on
Instagram,
I put it
you
on
put on-
Nextdoor. I put it on Neighbors app.
Wow.
A Neighbors app's pretty like that's really crazy. So there's that, and then but Twitter was big, Facebook was big, Instagram. I put it on Instagram too. You know, like the giant robot Instagram, and I'm sure they saw it, and both of their grams now are down. Like they don't have their Instagrams up. One's a photographer, one's a rapper, like a SoundCloud type of rapper guy, and neither of them have big social media anyway. I mean, their social media.
Don't get too famous because that shit will come back to bite you.
Because their social media,
TMZ.
their social media is small, really tiny, from what I can tell. Like Instagram 200 or less type of thing.
Right.
But yeah, no, I know who they are by name, and I believe, and I could be wrong. So I've been, but they don't have.
Yeah, but the fact that they shut their fucking social media down is kind of like.
Well, one guy still got his SoundCloud up. You want to listen to his music? I mean, it's there. I know that's the tall guy.
Do you feel comfortable like saying it?
Like I said, I have compassion for these guys in a way.
You know what? Let me tell you something.
Do I-
As a person who fucking shoplifted before, and
I have compassion. I don't know.
like,
I mean, should I not? Like, I feel bad almost. Like, like,
well, you don't want to drop names without absolute proof, right?
Yeah, because that's doxing. That's
Yeah. So you don't want to dox them, but like I think
I'm pretty sure I know their names,
man.
I feel very confident. But
let's not dox them, but like
Okay.
I think that but if they fucking come back a fucking third time, man.
I'm not sure if I should do it. Like, I was gonna print up flyers and.
Do you have something like on the like?
I got pictures. I mean,
Did you post the pictures that put the
I didn't put it
pictures
up
up
in
at
the
the
store
back
yet.
of the store?
I didn't do that yet, but I have everything like ready to go.
You should.
Yeah, I will. I mean, my employees need to see it.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Yeah. I mean, the one dude with the orange hair is probably going to dye it black. Maybe he'll shave his beard. I mean,
Right.
it was not that long ago that he didn't have a beard like that.
Yeah.
Like, I think he had added that beard within the last 1 year, and his hair, that color, wasn't always that color.
Right.
I've got pictures of him without the beard. I've got pictures of him without the hair.
Oh, you do?
I have a shitload of pictures. I have enough to make a zine out of both of these guys, but it's a waste of time. I just got obsessed, so I started like taking screenshots of everything in case I can't find it anymore.
Right.
Including their names and their whatever. I got all the info.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. For what it's worth. I mean, it's worth nothing maybe, but I can easily go.
We have a guest.
Oh, really? Okay. Should I?
Yeah, keep on talking.
Okay. Anyway, so I'm talking to no one. I'm talking to you guys. I don't know. Not a lot of you listening, but yeah, that happened, and I just got really obsessed, and I wasn't sure what I need to be doing in the future for this kind of stuff. Make a thief scene, huh? Okay. So our guest is here. I'm gonna see if I should pause it or I'll keep it going. What's up, man? Hey, man. So our guest we have is you can just go ahead and sit down.
Oh, yeah. I mean, are we jumping right
I'm live right now.
We're live?
Sure.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
We're live.
also live. So,
All right. Well, there's one thing I want to talk about before we jumped in.
All right.
okay. Here, you wanna,
What do I do?
Did you mute it?
Oh, you want me to mute it? Okay, hold on. I guess I'm going to mute this. So we'll be right back on.